morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Boston. I am Reverend Gina, and I am here and blessed to be the spiritual leader of this beautiful community that is both online, everywhere from Barbados to Medford, Mass, where we are in person live. So grateful to be here with each and every one of you, whether it be virtually from your living room or right in front of me. It is a gift. Today, we have a wonderful topic. It is Let It Flow. We are going to talk about all the good, all of the prosperity and abundance, and letting it flow in our lives. This month, we are talking about finances, money, that topic that can bring us both joy or anxiety, depending upon where you are in life. And we're going to talk about how do we make it in a place that we are in that joy mode all of the time. How do we recognize prosperity in all of the aspects of our lives to keep that flow, in that give and receive? How do we keep that and feel good about it? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And, our first song to get us into that flow is Peace is Flowing Like a River. So we are going to start with that and go into this beautiful, sacred time together, peaceful in the flow.
Peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Joy is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Love is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Peace is flowing like a river.
So allowing that peace, that love, that joy. We have a beautiful gift of our co-chair, actually, no, the chair now, excuse me, the chair of our Leadership Council, Karen.
Good morning. And I want to start by saying congratulations to our Reverend Dina, who passed her panels this week as we knew she would. And we are so honored and blessed to have her as our spiritual leader. And we are so happy and excited to see where this journey takes us. So, congratulations to Dina. So, as we sit here, as we're joined in community, settle into your seat. Close your eyes if you're comfortable and just breathe. Take a breath in and a breath out, and another breath in and out. And feel that energy that surrounds us as you breathe in and breathe out. That energy fills your entire body, starting at your feet and your toes, and it goes up your legs, into your buttocks and your tummy, traveling up your arms to your shoulder, your neck, and into your head. And let that energy just flow for a second. And we know that we are surrounded by one power, one presence, one energy, one divine energy. That energy flows in through and as each one of us. That energy is filled with goodness. That divine energy fills us with love and gratitude and peace and good thoughts and all that is good. The technology is perfect. The songs hit your heart. The message that Gina gives, you take away something from it that you need to hear today. That energy is everywhere. We know it, we feel it, we see it, and we taste it. And feel that energy with gratitude, with love, with unending joy. And we ground this by saying, and so it is.
And now our beloved practitioner for
Good morning, everyone. I really had looked through several different books trying to find the perfect thing to read for today. And actually, there were so many things that were perfect, I didn't really know where to go. But I found this book that was written many, many years ago, a contemporary of Ernest Holmes, actually, who was very, very popular in the beginning years when he started. It's called Working with the Law. And he gives many ways that you can work with the law. But this one is the law of increase. And the law of increase is about increasing everything positive in our lives, loving relationships, creative opportunities, financial abundance, all the things, good health, all the things that we all want to make our lives feel whole and balanced. And this chapter called The Law of Increase began with a very cute poem. Cute maybe isn't the right word, but a good poem. And it's called Giving. To get he had tried, yet his store was still meager. To a wise man he cried in a voice keen and eager, "Pray tell me how I may live successfully." And the wise man replied, "To get you must give." "As to giving," he said, "what have I to give? I've scarce enough bread, and of course one must live. But I would partake of life's bountiful store," came the wise man's response. "Then you must give more." The lesson he learned, to get was forgotten, toward mankind he turned with a love new begotten. As he gave of himself in unselfish living, then joy crowned his days, for he grew rich in giving. Without exception, I believe everyone has read or heard the delightful story of Aladdin and his magic lamp. How a poor boy had stumbled upon the little genie who led him to find a dusty old lamp. It was a magic lamp, and when he rubbed it briskly, a little man appeared out of a cloud before him and asked to fill his wishes. We as children have always dreamed of fairies and of beautiful things in life that we wish we might have, yet many of our dreams remained as such because we could do nothing about them. In truth, we may not believe in fairies, but we know there is a principle equivalent to the magic lamp. No, It is not something material that we can carry about and rub at will to find a little genie to do our bidding. It is an understanding which enables us to use the law more clearly, and in using it, stimulate our good and bring about much for our pleasures and happiness that seem like magic or miracles. This understanding is the law of praising God, the law for which we desire, and invariably the fulfillment of that desire is speeded up by almost magic proportion. The method, of course, is not new. It has been used throughout the Bible from the beginning to end. Praise to God and be attuned to the divine forces within about Him. Praise is the shortest route to complete any demonstration and the quickest way to enjoy effectual prayer. Praise expands and opens the mind upward, while its opposite, condemnation, contracts and restricts. So, this is basically about, and I had another place where I had marked, and I don't see it right now. Oh, I jumped the page. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to get to this next part. So we do words of prayer and thanksgiving to God, but it's about being in gratitude, constantly knowing even the littlest things that we might have are what give us more. The more we are grateful, the more we receive. So I'm going on because I did skip a page and start here. The singing of songs or the blowing of trumpets does not bring the results you pray for, nor do you suddenly gain favor with God because of it. The effect of your efforts does not influence God in any sense, but it does influence you. It enables you to be lifted up and unconsciously touch the law and gain its blessings. What has been an unconscious act or an accidental method can become a known fact and a regular means of stimulating your good. If one learns the simple method of praise, that alone will stimulate and increase his good. Jesus once said, if one has faith as a grain of a mustard seed, he can move mountains. If one can realize the power of praise, he can do the same. Praise is complementary to faith, whereas faith is wisdom and understanding. Praise is the application of that understanding. Faith is the boiler that holds the substance of power, whereas praise is the force that generates the power into an active force. Gratitude's the answer.
Thank you, Barbara. What beautiful reading. Gratitude is always the answer. Absolutely. And before we go into I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Sonia, for your congratulations. Thank you, Karen. And thank you all for your support and your love. There was a lot that went into the past 4 years of ministerial school. And I just want to say that when I started kicking and screaming, it was not ever something that I planned to do, but I knew I was called to. And I am so grateful and blessed to get to. And, I started with literally saying to Spirit, okay, I don't know where the money's going to come from. You want me to do it? I'll show up. You're in charge of the money. And it was there, and it flowed, and it showed up. Because there was no question in my mind, you want it, you make it happen. And it was there, always. So it's knowing that and really being in that place of gratitude, of understanding. And, I have a song that we'll play at the end of gratitude from Karen Drucker. But it is a beautiful gift to change our lenses. As we said, the topic today is let it flow. So are you feeling in the flow of life? Are the good things in life here now? We often notice the bank balance or the bills coming in. That stuff is easy, it's out there. Sometimes we notice the health. Sometimes we notice it when it's not where we want it. We notice it when it is. Freedom. The purpose of life to me is joy. You have the freedom to feel joy at any given moment. Gratitude always brings that. So the theme in the flow is more about recognizing the flow than it is about getting anywhere. All that we have is consciousness. All that we are, our lives are a reflection of our consciousness. And I remember when I first came into our teachings, I thought to myself, there's a little bit of blame in that to some extent. There's saying that I kind of put myself here. And the truth was I did. And it's not about blame or the insinuation of that is that there's a wrong. There is no wrong. Wherever we are, I believe wherever I was in life, wherever I am right now, is exactly where I'm meant to be for the lessons I need. And lessons sometimes denote negative, but I have such gratitude for the lessons in my life because I'm not who I was. I'm who I'm meant to be. And I'm not who I'm yet to be, but it'll take stuff to go through to get to that point too. Now, how I go through it is up to me. The attitude, the experience is about me. Where is my consciousness as I step into this? And there's a lot of things in life. We're talking about finances, especially this month. And it's a tricky thing to talk to people about. We live in a society of bigger, better, faster, more. That there's never enough. You live in a house, people think you should live in a bigger house. Or, well, so-and-so lives, so-and-so has a pool, or so-and-so they also have the headaches that go along with all those things. So it's all perspective. And they don't have to be headaches. It's all a perspective thing. But the more you have, the more distractions sometimes from the simplest things in life. If we allow it to be. We have a very, very distracting society. It's gotten to a point that literally TikTok's 30 seconds or less. You're talking about tweets that are 120 characters? It's crazy. It's nuts when you think about where our attention span has gone in our society. So it's not a wonder why it's hard to feel in the flow. When we're going from bing, 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 I don't know about you, but when my browsers are open, I'm going to 4 different screens. I'm watching television while on my phone with the computer in front of me. And I'm not proud saying that. And as I hear myself say it, I recognize that it's time to make some changes. Because when I'm in that loop, I am anything but present. I am anything but conscious. I'm distracted by the distraction of the distraction. And that's how I live a lot of my life. The phone's going to be ringing, or I have a meeting in 20 minutes, or I've got this going on. And I may be the exception. Maybe all of you don't do that, I'm sure. But I know for me, chaos was what I was born into and what I was raised in. And if I was still, there was something that should be going on right now. I should be doing something. The should, would, could, it should already be done. Why haven't I? So everything comes back to first and foremost, what is my consciousness? What are my thought processes? What are my beliefs? What am I doing? How am I living? So when I think of prosperity, what does that mean? And I love this. True prosperity, this is Raymond Charles Barker. The ability to do what you want to do at the instant you want to do it. Think about this. Doesn't that sound like a great definition of true prosperity? The ability to do what you want to do at the instant you want to do it. We have free will. Now, I ask you, think about how much of our lives is that. We have the ability to do what we want to do when we want to do it. Whether or not we choose it is a different story. Because all the should, would, coulds. If you don't want to go to work on Monday, don't go to work. There are things that can happen in different ways. If you need to take a day for yourself, take it. How many of us could have the ability to do that, but think to ourselves, no, I shouldn't, I could do this, I really can't, I should. But we could take a day and go do anything we choose. In this country, we are very blessed. Most of us have transportation or somebody that will take us where we need to be and go with us. We have people that we can share our time with. We can go do anything we choose. You want to go to a museum? Go. You want to go, take a trip and watch beautiful foliage that I got to watch on the way up here. Wow, it was just magnificent. Literally, Mother Nature with a paintbrush. And the sad part is, if I wasn't coming here, I would have missed it. I was on the phone for part of the ride up. I missed it. It wasn't until I hung the phone up that I saw these beautiful colors. So if we're really looking at the fact that, okay, the ability to do what you want to do the instant you want to do it, how much of our life do we have the ability to do it? How many of you have heat in your home? If it gets a little cold, you can turn it up. How many of us have food in the fridge? If we're hungry, we can eat. People that we can call that love us, that if we're having a day, they can help us through it. That all sounds like freedom, joy, abundance, love, all of those things. And financially, I'm blessed to have a roof over my head, a soft bed that I sleep in. I get the option to stay up late to watch movies on different stations if I choose. And I still complain. There's no, that whole, there's nothing on. I have 120 channels. Of course there's something on. But I'm that spoiled. That spoiled. So how much of my life am I living in gratitude of the abundance that I have? And how much am I caught up in seeming lack? Bills mean that I paid the last one and I'm able to stay in my house. When a bill comes in, it means that I have a service. And when I send it off with love because I can. Because there are a lot of people that went into making me have electricity. There's a lot of people in Florida right now that would love that opportunity. And I say that with complete overflow in my heart for each one. I know that there is one source of all. And that source is within each one, including me, including you, impeding each one of them. And I know that that infinite overflow of life itself will restore. So I want to talk about, I have a ton of slides and I have all these things and you will see them. Sign up for Facebook. Please sign up on Facebook and on our page because I have all these slides that I'm not going to use today because something that Barbara said to me really triggered me. Working with the law. That's what our teaching is about. Before I came into Science of Mind, which is what we are a philosophy that works with science, philosophy, and religion. Okay, we're teaching, which means we're constantly learning. I learn every day, whether I like it or not. There's so much more that I don't know. And the gift of getting older, one of them for me is I don't care. I have nothing to prove anymore. The more I learn, the more I realize I didn't know, and it's okay because I'm never going to know it all, and I don't have to. So this teaching to me, the miracle of this teaching truly, or one of them, is that it gives me control. I'm not a victim. I'm a creator. Now, I don't have to like what I've created in every instance, and I don't have to like what you've created. Let's be honest, because there's plenty of people in our lives that have control. They have their own free will, and they can create their own messes if that's what they choose to do. Whether it's conscious or unconscious, I can't control anyone else, but I can control how I react to it. So it's being in a place of surrender. I'll show you that one. Surrender is a simple but profound wisdom. Eckhart Tolle says this, of yielding to rather than opposing the flow of life. The only place where you can experience the flow of life is the now. So surrender To surrender is to accept the present moment unconditionally and without reservation. It is to relinquish the inner resistance to what is. How powerful is that? Relinquish the resistance to what is. So, in other words, when I take the claws out of where I am, I can go somewhere else. I don't know about you, but a lot of change in my life has come with claw marks because I wasn't ready or I tried to resist whatever was happening. If I didn't like it, I would try to hold on and resist it. It didn't change anything. I don't have to like everything that goes on in my life. But it doesn't change that all those things I mentioned earlier, all my blessings, they're all still there. So I can be frustrated by one thing, but all those blessings didn't go anywhere. I'm just distracted by the one thing. When you stub your toe, nothing else matters. You're feeling the pain you're feeling, and until that passes, it's like everything else pauses. We do that sometimes with our consciousness. Something happens, and it jolts us. We get stuck in the rut of that. But I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I didn't get this. I didn't get the job I wanted. I don't have the right mate yet. I don't have. And that rut gets deeper because you're stuck in it. But when you keep repeating the I don't want this, it keeps you exactly where you are because you keep singing the same song. Your frequency, your vibration has not changed at all. This teaching is about love and law. And thank you for reminding me of that this way, Barbara. And I love love. Anyone that knows me, I am as warm and fuzzy. I love Disney. I love Christmas specials. I still put stickers on every card that I send out. I am as warm and fuzzy as you're gonna meet. I love love. So my first many years in this teaching, really, that's where I stood. Knowing that, spirit is all there is, and it is love. And I am love, and I create from that place of love. Yeah, law's there, that's great. But, it's how it works. But yeah, whatever. It wasn't until I went to ministerial school I really delved into, yeah, but that's where the power is. That's where the power is. I set it in motion, and the law takes it from there. When I let go, when I take the claws and the heels out, and I allow the flow, the universe takes anything and everything I need right to me. It does what it does. In a forest fire, it replenishes it. It actually uses that to restore it to even more beautiful than before. I can hate that the fire happened, of course. But I need to trust in the law that there's a reason to nature and what it does. I don't have to like it, but I have to allow the universe to show me that it can be even better. So how are we allowing the law in our lives? Am I fighting it because I'm mad at what it didn't give me yet? Or am I in the flow of gratitude, in the flow of appreciation, in the flow of knowing? I heard, it was a couple of things lately that have kind of pushed me a little bit in a different direction. The law of attraction, love the law of attraction. What I think about, I bring about, I've taught it for years. Even before this teaching, I loved the book The Secret from the beginning, right when it came out. The law of attraction to me makes so much sense. We're a magnet. What we put out, we get back. When you put out kindness, you get back kindness. You want a friend, be a friend. It's that simple. It seems simple to me, and that's the flow. But when we talk about practicing the law of attraction, we need to be very careful that we're not thinking it's somewhere else. Because there's nowhere else. There's only one. And within that one is spirit is all there is. It's all right here now. Now, whether I've claimed it or not, whether I'm experiencing it or not, that's on me. Divine timing isn't my timing. So part of that flow is allowing for the right and perfect way to come to me. That's not my job. If I am trying to force a square peg into a round hole, it is never going to work. It just isn't. It doesn't matter how many times I try it, I'm just going to get more and more frustrated. See, the funny thing is the universe, when we allow it, will turn it to where the right peg goes in right in divine timing. It didn't mean I had the wrong peg. And it didn't mean that that hole wasn't there. It just meant that that wasn't mine. At least not at that time. And when I trust that, miracles unfold in amazing ways. Things I couldn't have never imagined happen in my life. Sometimes little, sometimes huge. We don't know sometimes what's going to happen. And we don't know how we're going to react even sometimes. But the universe does. This week, I had my panels. It was big. It was a big deal. And I'm not going to lie, I was so grateful to be there and the whole process of it. And they did a wonderful job putting it together and everything. It was over. And I expected to feel tremendous relief and just joy. And I didn't. Now, did I build it up too high? Maybe. I don't know. What I felt was grief. My mother wasn't there. My mother transitioned 2 years ago in the middle of my school. It meant a lot to her. It meant a lot to me that she cared so much. I was devastated. It hit me. And grief does that. It's like an ocean wave you didn't expect. Whoosh. I didn't fight it. I didn't deny it. I let myself be where I was. I've learned that. And the truth is, I was shocked at how much it really, like, it wasn't just her. There's a lot of family members, my dad, my godfather, my sister. Like, they were there. I couldn't call the people that growing up were the warm and fuzzy, mushy, loving people that I spent my life with. I couldn't share this with them. I know they know because there's only one. There's only one. They're here with me. I know they are. Energetically, I know that. I couldn't hug them. And it affected me. And while I gave my panel, while I was there having this, there was a delivery at my door. I didn't know what it was. A friend had sent me something. It was a beautiful snow globe. My husband brought it in when he came home from work. Delivered at literally the same time I was paneling. And it was exactly something my mother would have sent. It was gorgeous. It played Amazing Grace and had a scripture passage that was perfect. And it said, "Congratulations, Reverend Gina," with the date. Oh my. It was exactly what she would have sent me. And she was there. In that moment, she was there. I didn't know I needed that. But Spirit did. Spirit did. And in that moment, I wasn't upset or resentful that she wasn't there. I was so grateful because I knew she was. See, part of that, I'm sorry to be a mess, everybody, but like I said, I'm all love. That's what you get. When we are in a place of receptivity, it comes in so many ways. When we are in that place of praising what is instead of what isn't, the flow happens. And with that flow of giving, we receive. When we give that love, when we give that care, when we give what we have to people, whether that be financial, you want more financial resources? Tithe. That's a swear word in CSL. For some reason, in our teaching, it's like a swear word. Why? You give, you receive. What you want more, you give more. You just said that in the reading. But you say that out loud, and people, they're looking for money. There's lights, there's ways, there's expenses. So you want support, but you don't want to support what's supporting you. The world doesn't work that way. So are you supporting what you're thriving from? And that's in every area of your life. Are you supporting what makes you grow? The more you do that, the more you pay attention to what feeds you, and you help that, the more you will receive from it. So the universe works in amazing ways. And I'm so grateful to be here and to know this teaching, to be in this place of the gift that it is to really choose, trying to choose consciously. Ernest Holmes says, here and now, we're surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we have to use? As much of it as we can embody. So, what does that mean? As much as we can embody. Spirit in me, as me, is me. That has been a mantra of mine. Reverend Dr. Ian Taylor actually started that taught me that. And when I tell you, it has been my mantra ever since. Spirit in me, which is what I breathe, how I'm alive. Spirit in me, that's my power source. Think about it. A brain on a table doesn't think. A heart on a table doesn't beat. So there's a power source within you that keeps you alive. I don't care whether you have faith or not, you recognize that. That power in me, living as me, is me. Spirit is living in, through, and as me. And as much as I acknowledge that, appreciate that, as much as I feel that power and recognition of that, it multiplies. And it multiplies. When I tap into that source, I am resourced. When I go within and I live in that place, amazing things happen. So if we want to be in the flow, we have to turn the faucet on. We're the faucet. Spirit's the water. And that water can be anything you choose. Now, a lot of us have some bad habits. I don't know about you, but that stinking thinking that comes up, woulda, coulda, shoulda, or, there's not enough, or it's not going to be in time, or I should have already had this, and why did they have this or not? We all have those, I have those occasionally. I can't imagine that you do, but, I sometimes get caught up in the world outside. How could this happen? Looking at things that I don't think they should be that way. And if, how can it be? How could all these people have lost their, some their loved ones, some their livelihoods, their whole lives? How can that be? And I don't have to like it. But the universe, spirit, God, whatever you call it, is still in control. Anything can be restored. Anything. So it's knowing that Spirit's got this, no matter what it is, and leaning into that. See, there are some things that are mine to do, and there are some things that it's up to Spirit to do. See, I am not the law, but I can use the law. When I'm paying attention, as Ernest always said, when I think aright, when I'm thinking clearly, positively, when I'm thinking the way that I would choose to consciously. So it really comes down to letting go of all the old tapes and stories, the guilt, the shame, anything that went before, the past beliefs, all that stuff that did not serve us, just letting it go and choosing again. As I always say, when you're thinking aright, because it feels good. And when you're not, you're on that rumble strip of life that tells us again and again, let's go back to center. So this week, I encourage you, however it is that you do it, I encourage you to stay in that center. Look at life and say, okay, so what do I need to do? Do I need to do some work around, my feeling with money, my feeling with the flow of life, feeling like things aren't happening fast enough, or that my life doesn't look the way I want it to? And there's a lot of ways you can do that. The other part I mentioned that, the whole law of attraction, because it's not somewhere else, it's right here. It's just claiming it. The other part is of affirmations. I love affirmations. And you say it in an affirmative way, I have this now. But do you believe it? When we affirm these statements, I am perfect, whole, and complete. When I say that, do I believe it? When I say that now, I am prosperous. I have harmonious relationships. I am powerful. When I say those and I know it now, do I believe it now, or am I putting it out like a wish list? So it's important to look at it as much as a confirmation as an affirmation. So really be in that place, and if it helps you to think of it as a confirmation, say it as a confirmation. However it is the wording works for you, remember it's nowhere other than where you are right now. Hands are open, just receiving. Being in that place of just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's practice that this week. Being in the flow, recognizing the amazing gifts of every day, from the gorgeous weather that we're in, the beautiful leaves here in New England, and wherever you are, whatever you have, recognize the gifts. And the more you recognize the good, the more you will see good. So being in that place and in that knowing, we are going to move on to our law of circulation in the giving. And know that we are here because of generous donations, because of what you do. We are here to be able to share this word. So being in that flow and in that knowing, we know the law of circulation. Giving activates receiving. So thank you for being in this place with us and knowing that. And you can give through either in person, of course, or through PayPal as well. You can do that. And our affirmation, if you can join me in saying this, our sacred giving affirmation is divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. So let's be in that circulation, especially this week. Let's be in that flow, allowing. Notice, what have I been hanging on to? What have I been holding on? What change is trying to occur in my life? And I've been like holding, digging my heels in, saying, no. What is it that I need to let go? What is it that the universe wants to put in its place? Because the one thing I know is if I have my hands closed, nothing's coming in them. But when I'm giving, when I'm in that place of openness, that's when the flow occurs. So let's be mindful of that. Okay. And our affirmation / confirmation for this week is, let's say it together. I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. Let's say it one more time. I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. So let's remember that this week in all that we say and do. And I am excited for announcements. We had our first Sacred Circle at 7 this past Thursday, and it was wonderful. So we chatted about finances, and we talked about that stigma of, why do we, we have it's a Zoom meeting, so you can reach us. It's on our website, but it's also on our Facebook page and our newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And you can click the link right from there to get into there. Every Thursday is going to be a different topic and a different spiritual leader. So whenever you can make it, we would love to have you. Please join us. And it is really being in sacred community, right from your living room or wherever you are. We would love to have you. So join us for some sacred conversation. Again, every week is a different topic and a different spiritual leader. And if you have a specific idea, I would love to hear whatever topic you have, or if you know of a leader, I don't care what faith they may be in. I'd love to hear from we want to let it be as diverse as possible. So I am excited about that. We had a great group this week, and knowing that it is off to a great start is exciting. We are on New Thought Media Network, Sunday service. We are global. So every 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays, we are there. We have visioning every Monday. And although it is a holiday, we are going to be there, whoever can make it. We vision for our center at noon on Mondays. Now, all you have to do is click the link in the newsletter or on Facebook and know that it'll take you right there. If you don't know what visioning is, it's a practice. Talk about being in the flow. Visioning is all about that. It is opening up to the greater of what we are and what we are meant to be. So it's really being in that place of allowing the flow. And we're going to have a class coming soon, so we're going to be announcing that. I'm going to start a class in November on the 4 agreements. I don't have a slide on it right now, but I'll have it by next week. So figure for the first week in November. It'll definitely not bother mixed with the holidays. It'll be fine. It's a 5-week class on the 4 agreements. So last thing is February is the Vista Conference. You can go in person or you can be there online. So I will have more information. You can go to csl.org for it if you're interested in it for this year. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I'll get that information for you. Someone asked when it's being held, where it is. I'll find out for you and let you know. Okay, so there's a lot of good happening here, and I'm so grateful for it. We are growing. We have a couple of practitioners that have joined us from afar. We have Rose and Sonia that are both going to be joining us and helping with all that we do, and it's been wonderful, and I'm grateful. You'll hear more about them or see more about them in our newsletter this week. We're going to talk a little bit about them. We have so much joy, love, and gratitude for each one of you and each one of them. Thank you to all of our practitioners for their consciousness that you bring us, because as we said before, it is all consciousness. So before we go, I just want to say that, the universe is infinite and all of it is available. Our part is saying yes. Our part is the saying yes. So I want to hear you say that with me. Yes. One more time. Yes. Absolutely. So this week we are saying yes in every way. So let's go into prayer with that yes. Let's go in and just know the truth, just the truth, that there is only one power, one presence, one love, one life, that this one is every leaf on every tree. This one is every drop in the ocean, every person, place, thing, everything that is, was, and ever will be is this one infinite power. It is the beloved. Absolutely. Love, joy, peace, harmony. And I know that I am the beloved of the beloved. I am the wave within that infinite ocean. I am that love. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one here present right here in Medford, each one online with us right here and now, each one that watches this at any time, and each one in the all. Each one is that perfect harmony, love, joy, for there is only star stuff. There is only that oneness. There is only one divine. And each one is made of that infinite divine. So knowing that power, that love, I claim that this is a week of yes. This is a week of immense flow, that the joy of life, that any seeming stuckness, any seeming weeds of doubt or uncertainty are plucked away. Any fear or insecurity is plucked away. And that each one is open to the glory of divine within. Each one is resourced in every way. Perfect health, wealth, abundance, relationships, and harmony. And anything that is seemingly missing is restored in amazing ways. The universe, the law, makes it so. I allow the flow and let the law do what it does. Easily, joyously, I am open and I say yes. And in that knowing that it can't come back void because there is only that love and law doing what it does, I am so grateful. Grateful for all that is in my life now, all that is yet to be, and all that I am opening my eyes to in simple recognition. Knowing, allowing, celebrating joyfully. So filled with gratitude and joyful anticipation, I give it off to the law, letting it do what it does. In joyful expectation, I say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is. So thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for allowing. Thank you for saying yes to whatever life brings and however it brings it. And we're going to end with Karen Drucker in just that place of gratitude. I am so grateful. So until next week's, we hope to see you on Thursday night. Have a fabulous holiday weekend and a fabulous week. Blessings and love.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 So grateful. So very I'm grateful. Gratitude before love